Hi, and welcome to Discover Oklahoma. I'm Jennifer Reynolds.
And I'm Dean O'Lally. Today we're coming to you from Oklahoma Vintage Guitars in El Reno.
This family-owned shop is absolutely a one-of-a-kind. You'll find everything from guitars and banjos to accordions, keyboards, and harmonicas here. We'll show you around a little bit more and tell you about how you can come here and hear some live music as well a little bit later in the show.
But first, we are very happy to help those of you searching for a Valentine's Day getaway.
In fact, Lauren Ferrum has found a place the owners say is really like getting that romantic getaway without ever leaving the state.
The Romantic Mountain Cabin is on Mount Dunbar in historic Medicine Park. It is quiet, quaint, and the perfect place to escape and reconnect with your loved one.
It doesn't look like Oklahoma or any part you've ever seen. You know, it looks like a little mountain town at the foothills of a mountain in Colorado.
Ron and Angela Peterson, along with their daughter Ashley, had always dreamed of owning a bed and breakfast. And when they stumbled upon Medicine Park and this particular structure, they fell in love and knew it was the perfect spot to open up a restful retreat.
This structure was so neat because it was two-story, and you kind of imagined what would it be like.
Well, when we first came by and saw this, it was just a ruin. I mean, it was barely a building. You had the 4 rock walls and that was about it. But you could tell it had a lot of character, and that's what we were looking for.
From shambles and ruins to the beautiful space you see here, the Petersons made the Romantic Mountain Cabin a luxurious lodge for couples to enjoy. No detail was overlooked.
I think one of the most interesting things is the ceiling. It really wasn't exposed in the beginning, but as we did our demolition, we kind of just fell in love with it, and it had so much character that we had to preserve it. And that's what we tried to preserve, most everything, the rock walls and the cobblestones out front. It's just such a unique thing.
Along with the original touches, you will experience every amenity you could dream of, including an air-jet jacuzzi tub for 2 overlooking the mountain views, 2 fireplaces, 1 in the bathroom and 1 in the living room, and a full stainless steel kitchen.
And we have a pathway up Mount Dunbar just outside the back door, and the nights are very black here, so you can see stars galore.
When you book your stay, you can order the romantic package, including a travel journal to document special trips and a romantic CD.
This is a wonderful town to be experiencing your Valentine's weekend or the week or before or after Valentine's. It's lovely, it's very artsy, it has good shops and restaurants and galleries, and it's just a great place to escape and focus on each other.
The Romantic Mountain Cabin, the perfect place for you to escape and reconnect with your sweetie on Valentine's Day or really any day of the year. Discovering Oklahoma, I'm Lauren Ferrum.
If you're looking to plan a long weekend getaway, you need a copy of the new 2016 Oklahoma Travel Guide. And you know, we're happy to send you one free. Just head to our website, travelok.com, click where it says Request Free Brochures, or you can pick up a copy at any one of our tourism information centers across Oklahoma. And if you're heading out to one of those great Oklahoma cabins or lodges, you might want to pick up an Oklahoma-grown bottle of wine on the way.
And Darren Brown takes us to Watonga to show us the history behind one of that city's most famous wineries.
So I've got Chardonnay, Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, Riesling, Gewürztraminer, Cabernet Franc, and Barbera.
Names you might not associate with Oklahoma. Brad Stinson is as familiar with his grapes as he is with the tight group of family and friends who help him pick them.
How'd they get you out here?
I'm Brad's mother.
Ah!
That's how they got me out here.
The group also included an avid football fan who luckily wasn't committed this day.
So if there was a game on right now, would you be out here?
No. I started growing grapes in 2002. That's when I planted the first half of this vineyard. And then we started the winery and started getting the winery started in 2005 and got licensed in 2006.
Whirlwind Winery began in Fay, Oklahoma, but moved to Watonga shortly after. The grapes, though, are still there, and Brad and his folks strive to give their wine flavors a local flair. It takes a lot to go from the vineyard to your table, and while I was there, the Whirlwind crew made it seem second nature. Once the grapes are collected, There's an assembly line process which includes destemming, transferring the destemmed grapes to a press, and then collecting the fresh juice. With a little TLC, this grape juice will soon be a batch of Whirlwind's signature wine.
One that we've had that we started with was the Sweet Fay Rosé, a blend of reds that we just leave on the skins long enough to get some color, press the juice out, and then go through the fermentation process.
It's what makes Sweet Fay Rosé their best seller. And since we're discussing unique flavors, what about that unique name? Well, I can help you with that.
Before the towns of Thomas, Fay, and Custer combined, there was the Fay School District, whose mascot was the Whirlwinds. And before that, there was Whirlwind himself, a Cheyenne chief who lived in this area. In the early 1900s, the Protestant Episcopal Church established a day school for Cheyenne kids in this location, and they named it after the old chief.
Whirlwind invites you to come taste some wine and drink in some Oklahoma history. In Watonga, discovering Oklahoma, I'm Darren Brown.
You can find a list of Oklahoma wineries in the Oklahoma Agritourism Wine Trail Guide. It'll make it easy for you to plan a day trip or even a weekend outing. Head to our website, travelok.com, and click on Free Brochures to request your copy.
Up next on Discover Oklahoma.
We have peach cobblers, blackberry cobbler, coconut pie, lemon pies, and then just different seasonal desserts. We'll have different cheesecakes.
Delicious food, down-home cooking, where to find it next.
And the art exhibit's so popular, it's held over. Why you need to get to Norman before you miss it.
This right here is the Juicy Lucy.
And the burger is so great, it's worth the wait. Find out what's so tasty that folks will stand in line just to get a bite. Still ahead right here on Discover Oklahoma. Great travel tips anytime, like Discover Oklahoma on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Welcome back. We are at Oklahoma Vintage Guitars in downtown El Reno. Now, there's a saying that goes something to the effect of, behind every successful rancher is a wife with a job in town. And that economic reality gave birth to what has become a destination restaurant in Goldsby.
We're talking about Libby's Cafe. It's a place where mom's cooking is always on the menu and everybody knows your name. As you watch the food come out and the bites go down, it would appear what makes Libby's in Goldsby so popular is just good old-fashioned home cooking. Ask Dean York and Tom Dotson, who are here nearly every weekday.
And usually I get what's on the special menu. Usually it's kind of the same, and I like the enchiladas and like the meatloaf.
Probably their catfish, or a second tie would be their meatloaf on Thursdays. Good meatloaf every Thursday.
The owners, Libby and Scott Adkins, say they hope the food is what brings people in, like that famous fried catfish.
I have 3 sons, so I cooked a lot even before we bought the restaurant, but and kind of focused on the things that they liked, but they were popular. And actually, fish recipe kind of came from his grandmother, coleslaw recipe from my mother. It's just old family, grandma, mom recipes.
Nothing is taken out of the bag. The French fries are hand cut every morning for lunch, and then in the evening for nighttime. Mashed potatoes are made twice a day, every day, 6 days a week, every day but Monday. Nothing is, there is no frozen food in here. All hand cut from her recipes.
But at least part of the draw at Libby's at night and on the weekends is the upstairs patio, nearly 5,000 square feet of it, breezy in the summer, heated and cozy in the winter.
Every Wednesday night we have open mic, and that's hosted by John Dunbar, and that's gotten really quite popular. It's gotten a lot busier, just different people coming with their instruments, bringing their own instruments and singing. On Friday night we have karaoke, and that's interesting too, but it's really busy. It is really interesting. But we have some that come all the time that are really good, so I mean it is enjoyable. Saturday night we have different bands. We might, at this time of year, because of the football games, we have acoustics. But in the summer, we have a lot of, we'll do different bands. So.
They have the heaters, they can close the garage doors down to keep it warm. I don't think the environment really changes whether the season is cold or hot. It's a nice casual place to go and be yourself and spend a lot of time with friends and family.
Yeah, tons of regulars, but I think everybody loves that.
Alexis Brendamill and Angel Porch are friends and regulars at Libby's who love bringing the whole family here, and they think the owners are at least part of the draw.
Scott and Libby are always here. They greet you with a smile and a hug. They serve wonderful food. They're incredibly kind.
They know everyone by name.
Yeah.
I mean, they know their regulars by name. They're, give them a handshake, even a hug sometimes. It's just, they care. They care that they're serving the community food. They really do.
It's like a country Cheers.
It almost is.
It is. That's a great description of it.
And you're just far enough outside of town that you almost, it feels like a little country place that you can just have a good time.
As Angel puts it, Libby's is just like eating at home, but you don't have to cook. Libby's is closed on Mondays, opens at breakfast on Saturday and Sunday, at lunchtime during the rest of the week. You'll find them right off the Washington Goldsby exit on I-35 just south of Norman.
Coming up on Discover Oklahoma, the rare reason this exhibit was held over.
This is absolutely worth discovering. If you haven't heard about it yet, you need to discover it for sure.
And the great food challenge at a burger joint that really has folks talking. It's coming up right here on Discover Oklahoma. This segment is brought to you by LifeShare of Oklahoma, encouraging everyone to register as an organ, eye, and tissue donor today. Visit lifeshareok.org. Welcome back to Oklahoma Vintage Guitar in El Reno. And I think you could say that every instrument in here is a work of art in itself, and there are a whole lot of them for sale.
Absolutely. Now, there's a different kind of art that has some fun, exciting things going on in Norman. The Fred Jones Jr. Museum of Art has an exhibit they've held over due to popular demand. A lot of people have gone down to see this. So come with me now to explore Immortalis. Many have captured our imaginations for centuries. From the oldest museum in the world comes Immortalis, the Hall of Emperors of the Capitoline Museums in Rome.
It contains 20 works of antiquity, all from ancient Rome, and many of them are portraits of some of the most celebrated and infamous personalities of ancient Rome. The emperors, empresses, patricians, the important political structure of ancient Rome, beginning with Octavian, who would eventually become Caesar Augustus, and ending with one of the last emperors of Rome, Honoria.
People sometimes underestimate the power of history, but history can offer a repository of information about how people and societies behave.
And so we have, for instance, the Emperor Nero, but we also have Vespasian, Trajan, Hadrian, and these are individuals that really shaped the ancient world, and their legacy still very much lives on, not only in terms of political history, military history, but these busts themselves really did shape the tradition of political portraiture that was picked up not only in Europe, but also in the United States.
This is an incredible treasure trove at the Capitoline Museums, and to see this exhibition is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
This is the only place in the world that these works have been shown outside of Rome, and once they return to Rome, they are not likely to leave again. And so the fact that Norman, Oklahoma was the destination, as I think left many people bemused. And one of the things that I think we can say here is that both the Capitoline Museums and Anil Green Power were very interested in sharing these incredible treasures of Roman history with the world.
Also highlighted in the Immortalis exhibit is the family relationships that tie these historical characters together. With that in mind, if you want a different kind of a date night, bring them to Immortalis, and it closes coincidentally on Valentine's Day.
So that is the last opportunity that people have to come and see this wonderful exhibit. Really, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I would strongly encourage them to make the trip to the Fred Jones Jr. Museum of Art.
The Immortalis exhibit will be on display through Valentine's Day. The best part, admission to the Fred Jones Jr. Museum of Art is always free, thanks to the support of the Office of the OU President as well as the Athletic Department.
Up next on Discover Oklahoma, some come for the burgers, others say they are ready for the challenge.
It's called the 6-Shooter Challenge. 6 hamburgers stacked up high, that's 3 pounds of meat, plus French fries and onion rings.
The hot burger joint that's packing them in, and what happens when you can't finish. Next, right here on Discover Oklahoma.
Welcome back to Oklahoma Vintage Guitar in downtown El Reno. This is an awesome place to come if you are in the market to make some music.
But if you're in the market for a good down-home burger, you need to make a beeline for Edmond, and Quinn Tran shows us why.
This is what lunchtime looks like at the Cow Cafe.
This is the place to see people and to be seen. I think, you know, a lot of people around Edmond just love to come and hang out at the Cow.
Every seat is taken with people hungry for a burger.
This right here is the Juicy Lucy. It's right up there on the board. And I got the quad, and I also got jalapenos, bacon, and cheese on it. It's great. I've never had a bad burger here. It's amazing.
I don't think you're going to find another place like the Cow Cafe. We put a lot of love and care into it in the back. There's a lot of things that people don't realize when you're handling burgers. When you handle raw meat, you should try not to use bare skin. Human hands will actually absorb the fatty acids off of it, which takes away from a little bit of the flavor. Fat is flavor, so we strive to be real careful in the back and show a lot of love and care, and it makes the perfect burger.
This is the place to get a variety of big burgers and delicious flavors. Barbecue, hot and spicy, there's something for everyone.
This one's the ultimate chicken sandwich. It's got a chicken breast on there, bacon, jalapenos, pepper jack cheese. There's some cream cheese down there on the bottom.
Cream cheese?
Yeah, sounds disgusting, but it's actually delicious. Their burgers here are really good, but since I've tried the chicken, I haven't really gone back to the burger, so the chicken's that good too.
What sets the Cow Cafe apart from other burger places is this. It's called the 6-Shooter Challenge. 6 hamburgers stacked up high, that's 3 pounds of meat, plus French fries and onion rings.
If you eat all of that, you're going to get to sign the front of the Cow, you're going to get a t-shirt, and you're going to get the meal paid for. And bragging rights.
Those who lose the challenge sign the other end of the Cow. It seems more names are on that backside. Every town has a great burger joint. In Edmond, Oklahoma, the Cow Cafe fits right in.
I think we're going to put Edmond on the map for burgers. This is absolutely worth discovering. If you haven't heard about it yet, you need to discover it for sure.
In Edmond, Quinn Tran, Discover Oklahoma.
You can find all kinds of great burger joints and anything else you'd like to eat on your next road trip by searching our website. Just head over to travelok.com and click on the dining section.
We have had so much fun here at Oklahoma Vintage Guitar in El Reno. We want to thank them for hosting us this week. The store is on Bickford Avenue in historic downtown El Reno. The shop's closed Sundays and Mondays. A reminder, they have all kinds of instruments, not just guitars, and live music as well. Open mic on Saturday mornings at 10:30 and select evening concerts. You can head to their website, oklahomavintageguitar.com, to find out more.
Coming up next Saturday on Discover Oklahoma, the shop where you have got to stop if you're serious about cooking and baking.
And the hot spot in the heart of Bricktown will show you where you can find adventure no matter the weather. Don't miss it next Saturday night right here on Discover Oklahoma.
So until next time, remember,
there's always something to discover in Oklahoma. Our intrepid Ford Explorer is provided by the Oklahoma Ford Dealers, official partner of the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department.